for nothing, just eating balls, gooch, ass, thighs, legs, toes, eating ass.
What's good, fam? GossipHood is back with another wild story that's got the whole rap scene talking. We're diving deep into how Memphis rapper Finesse2Tymes just reignited one of the most heated rivalries in hip-hop with NBA YoungBoy, and trust me, this one got layers. This whole situation kicked off with some unexpected DM drama, family tensions, and a messy live session that spiraled out of control. The tension's been building for a while, but now it's spilling all over social media for everyone to see, so grab your snacks and get ready, because we're breaking down all the drama step by step. And before we jump in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any more of these rap game updates.
You sit up here talking about why be better, cuz trolling, my nigga gonna pick your ass up by your shirt when they see you.
Lately, the original issue between Finesse2Tymes and NBA YoungBoy started over something you see all the time in this industry. A woman, Finesse admitted, he had been liking pictures of one of YoungBoy's baby mothers on TikTok. It might sound harmless to most people, but in the world of rap, where reputation and pride mean everything, even a single like can turn into a major statement. Finesse explained in an interview that he was just being a player and showing appreciation for a beautiful woman, not trying to disrespect anybody. But YoungBoy didn't take it that way. He saw those likes as crossing a serious line, especially since he was already dealing with his own personal challenges and staying low-key at home. Feeling boxed in and probably more reactive than usual, YoungBoy chose to air everything out online instead of keeping it private, and that's where the storm really began. Once that post went up,
you sound like a bitch who I kicked out. I ain't trying to hear none of that mental health shit, boy. Hey, you know how that shit turned out. You wrote my hoe. I ain't tell you nothing, bitch. I told your hoe something. This bitch ass nigga wanna at me.
fans went crazy. Comment sections exploded with people taking sides, making memes, and analyzing every little detail. The internet was eating it up, and both artists started getting dragged into an even bigger spotlight than before. NBA YoungBoy didn't just throw shots at Finesse2Tymes directly. He crossed some serious lines that shocked the whole scene. Things got extra tense when YoungBoy took it to Instagram and made a post that mentioned Finesse's family, saying something wild about his mom. That statement instantly turned up the heat, because in the streets, you never bring somebody's mother into the mix. That's an unwritten rule that's been respected for generations. Once that post hit the internet, people went crazy, fans were reposting it, blogs picked it up, and everybody started talking about how far YoungBoy had gone this time. It wasn't just about rap anymore. It felt personal. The idea that he'd even mentioned someone's mother had folks saying he was ready to take things beyond normal competition, showing he didn't care about limits anymore. Things got even messier when Finesse's brother, No Love, saw the post about their mom. He wasn't about to let that slide. To him, that was straight up disrespect to the family name, and where he's from, family honor means everything.
You ready to risk your freedom, your life, about a bitch that's gonna go, whether you want her to or not.
No Love jumped on social media to fire back, posting some sharp words aimed right at YoungBoy's crew. And just like that, what started as a one-on-one rap beef turned into a full-blown family feud between Memphis and Baton Rouge. Then things took a wild turn. By pure coincidence, No Love ended up in Baton Rouge, right in YoungBoy's territory, handling some personal business. While leaving a building, he unexpectedly crossed paths with one of YoungBoy's team members. The guy stood out instantly, rocking that flashy NBA chain that everyone recognized. The energy shifted fast. The crew member stepped up and asked, "You the one that's been talking about us online?" No Love didn't hesitate for a second. He kept it real and said he stood on everything he'd said before. No backing down, no fake talk, just pure confidence.
We're talking about why be better, cuz. What the f that got to do with me, cuz? What is you talking about, family? What the f you talking about? Why be better, bruh?
However, the affiliate's nervous energy told a different story. His jaw was shaking, his movements were off, and it was clear he wasn't as confident as he wanted people to believe. The tension thickened fast when he said he needed to go to his car to grab something, and everyone around instantly understood what that usually implies in street situations. No Love stayed locked in, watching closely as the guy came back and took a stance on the curb, acting tough and talking reckless while claiming he was ready to handle business for NBA YoungBoy. The whole scene felt performative, like someone trying to live up to an image instead of actually standing on real experience. What stood out the most was No Love's reaction, or lack of one. He didn't panic, didn't flinch, didn't raise his voice. Later on, he explained that being pressured like that wasn't new to him at all. He'd seen tense moments before, even within his own circle, and learned early on how to read people instead of reacting emotionally. No Love made it clear that folks who truly plan to act don't waste time talking or showing off. They move quietly and decisively.
Man, I ain't tell your bitch ass, I ain't tell your botched ass nothing when you play with my whole. I just post your bitch. Keep that thing gangster. Then go back and play with my wife, man. That ain't no bitch. That ain't that bitch that you fake pimping. No, man. Alright. I don't want to talk. I ain't your friend. I ain't none of that, you bitch. None of that.
The fact that this affiliate needed to posture, stall, and talk loudly showed hesitation, not dominance. After several long seconds of nothing happening, it became obvious the energy didn't match the threats being spoken. Eventually, No Love walked away untouched, proving that not every heated moment ends the way social media makes it seem. Later, he reflected that if the situation had been as serious as it sounded online, the outcome would have been very different. That moment exposed a major gap between online bravado and real-life readiness. Surprisingly, instead of things spiraling further, this close call actually pushed both sides toward calm. Finesse2Tymes later shared that he and NBA YoungBoy ended up communicating through mutual industry connections. Cooler heads prevailed, and they both realized none of this was worth risking careers, freedom, or long-term goals over a situation involving someone who was always going to make her own choices anyway. Finesse made it clear he sees himself as a player, not someone who gets caught up emotionally over women. He emphasized that point to separate his mindset from the drama and show he wasn't about to spiral over relationships or internet chatter. From his perspective, feelings weren't supposed to run the narrative, focus and motion were. At that stage, both Finesse2Tymes and NBA YoungBoy seemed to understand that keeping the rivalry alive wasn't leading anywhere productive.
Thank you. Why you give me the purple one? I don't want this. I want the nice toothbrush. I need this. Can you get my Stanley Cup for me? Can you please get my Stanley Cup? I need this. Can you give me, before I brush my teeth, I need this.
The tension had already cost enough energy, so they quietly decided to end the situation and move forward with their careers, each staying in their own lane. For months, things stayed calm, and fans assumed the issue was officially done. That peace lasted until recently, when Finesse jumped on social media live and viewers immediately noticed something was off. He appeared unfocused, overly animated, and not fully locked in mentally. His mood was all over the place, and it was clear he wasn't thinking things through the way he normally would. Trouble started when the comment section flooded with "Why be better" messages, a well-known trolling phrase used by NBA YoungBoy supporters to get under other rappers' skin. At first, Finesse tried brushing it off, continuing his live and talking about unrelated topics like nothing was happening, but the comments didn't stop. They just kept coming faster and louder. Eventually, the non-stop spam wore him down. You could see the frustration building as he started asking why people kept dragging YoungBoy's name into a conversation that had nothing to do with him. The trolling worked exactly how it was designed to. It shifted his energy and pulled him into reacting instead of controlling the moment. Finesse began snapping back at commenters with wild personal insults, showing just how much the constant comparisons were getting to him. His behavior grew more scattered, jumping from topic to topic with no clear direction. At one point, he even started ranting about toothbrushes and bathroom routines, which only highlighted how off balance he was during the live.
Because you done gave me the low budget toothbrush.
You said Colgate.
That was tone level 4. We got 5 tone levels in this house. 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4,
Yeah.
and 5.
Yeah. Which one is 5?
Okay.
Keep this goddamn toothbrush.
His girlfriend appeared in the background, and their brief interaction revealed tension that added fuel to his already irritated mood. He complained about being given a purple toothbrush instead of a different color, turning a tiny issue into a full-blown argument. The scene playing out on the live stream was uncomfortable and awkward to watch. Finesse was openly rating his own mood on a scale from 1 to 5, explaining that he was sitting at a level 4, the stage where he said things just don't feel right, and his reactions switch up fast. The way he explained it made viewers uneasy, especially since it was all happening in real time. His girlfriend clearly looked fed up, and their back and forth showed tension that probably should have stayed private. Instead, those moments were being broadcast to thousands of people, turning a personal situation into public discussion. The energy felt heavy, and the live stopped feeling entertaining and started feeling intrusive. Things shifted again when someone in the comments brought up recent diss tracks aimed at NBA YoungBoy by another well-known Memphis rapper. That mention flipped a switch for Finesse in his unfocused state. His mind instantly connected it back to his own past situation with YoungBoy, even though he'd previously chosen to move on.
I didn't know why I be that. What the you telling me better for, bitch? The out my life, cuz. You currently copy and pasting this. You currently copy and pasting to my why be better. You ain't tired?
Rather than staying neutral in someone else's situation, Finesse decided to step in and show public support for his Memphis peer. He started talking about Memphis artists needing to stand together, sticking solid, and not folding under pressure. These comments were clearly aimed toward YoungBoy and his Louisiana circle, even if names weren't directly said. This moment marked a major misstep. Earlier, Finesse had shown growth by staying out of other people's disputes and keeping his focus on his own lane. But the mix of late-night energy, constant trolling, and impaired judgment clouded that progress. He began making bold claims and emotional statements that likely wouldn't have come out if he was thinking clearly. As the live dragged on, Finesse started questioning YoungBoy's image and credibility in the streets, hinting that things weren't always what they seemed. That kind of talk instantly raised eyebrows because it reopened doors that had already been closed. Viewers could tell this wasn't calculated. It was reactive, emotional, and fueled by the moment. What made it worse was how long the live stream went on. The longer he stayed live, the deeper he dug himself into commentary that didn't benefit him at all. Finesse went back to their past issues and started criticizing NBA YoungBoy's behavior, saying that real street figures don't lose control or get emotional over women. He framed it like that was a rule he lived by, even though everyone remembered the original situation started over that exact topic. Still, Finesse tried to flip the narrative, painting YoungBoy as someone who let feelings override his image while positioning himself as calm and detached. He even brought up YoungBoy's own lyrics, pointing out lines where YoungBoy portrayed himself as smooth, independent, and confident with women.
I just seen Beam and Dunn and Pooh Shiesty on the goddamn live stream. This the shit they call rage baiting, bro. I just learned about this shit. So young Shiesty, if you listening, do not let them folk rage bait you. I done got caught up in this shit and I ain't going, fool.
Finesse suggested that those lyrics didn't line up with how the situation actually played out, especially when social media likes became such a big deal. His argument was simple. If someone really lives the player lifestyle they rap about, they wouldn't react so strongly to online attention given to a woman. As the live stream kept going, Finesse's tone got sharper and more aggressive toward the "why be better" trolls in the comments. He stopped speaking in general terms and started calling out individual usernames, firing off personal insults and questioning their confidence and maturity. The longer the trolling continued, the more intense his responses became, showing just how deep the comments were getting under his skin. His rants grew louder, more detailed, and more emotional. Instead of laughing it off, he leaned into the conflict, trying to overpower the comments with raw energy and disrespectful talk. It was obvious that the trolling strategy was working perfectly, pulling him further away from composure and deeper into reaction mode. Finesse also made a point to say he wasn't worried about any pushback or consequences from speaking his mind. He emphasized that he refuses to be disrespected and wouldn't let outside noise dictate how he moves. In his words, situations involving women would never be the reason he loses focus or direction. That statement stood out because it showed he was fully aware that reopening old tension could bring serious backlash, yet he kept going anyway. Toward the end of the live, Finesse shifted gears and started talking about his success. He mentioned that he charges around $250,000 for features and made it clear he's financially solid. This seemed like a direct response to anyone accusing him of chasing attention or using NBA YoungBoy's name for momentum. He wanted viewers to know his comments weren't coming from struggle or envy, but from pride and frustration in the moment. What makes this revived tension so interesting is the timing and the situation around it. NBA YoungBoy is still under house restrictions, which limits how freely he can move or respond publicly. At the same time, Finesse2Tymes is focused on leveling up, building momentum, and locking in his spot as a serious force in rap. Because of that contrast, some people are questioning whether Finesse is bringing YoungBoy's name back into the spotlight for attention or relevance, even if that wasn't his original intention. The mental side of this situation is what really stands out. Earlier on, Finesse had shown growth by ending the conflict and even giving YoungBoy credit as an artist. He spoke respectfully, showed restraint, and made it clear he wanted to move smarter. He even talked about linking up with Yo Gotti, calling him a real boss and someone who moves with structure. All of that progress, though, unraveled fast once alcohol and nonstop trolling entered the picture. Social media has completely changed how rap conflicts play out. Back in the day, disagreements were handled quietly or through calculated music releases dropped at the right moment. Now, artists are under constant pressure, with fans watching every reaction in real time through live streams. One emotional moment can undo months of silence and strategy in minutes. The "Why Be Better" comment wave shows how advanced online trolling has become. YoungBoy supporters know that repeating comparisons over and over can slowly chip away at someone's patience. When the target is already in a vulnerable state, tired, frustrated, or unfocused, the chances of a reaction skyrocket. That tactic worked perfectly on Finesse. Instead of ignoring the noise, the pressure pulled him back into old feelings and unfinished business. What makes it even more intense is that none of this needed direct responses from YoungBoy himself. The fans did the provoking, the comments did the pushing, and the live stream captured every second of the breakdown. Finesse's reaction really highlights the nonstop pressure modern rappers deal with. Even after officially squashing a rivalry, having thousands of people constantly telling you that another artist is better can reopen old feelings fast. That repeated messaging chips away at pride and respect over time, turning what looks like fan support into mental pressure disguised as loyalty. The Memphis versus Baton Rouge angle adds even more weight to the situation. Memphis has a long-standing culture of artists standing together and backing each other against outside regions. When Finesse started talking about Memphis unity, he wasn't just talking music, he was tapping into a deep-rooted expectation of loyalty and city pride. That alone can turn a personal issue into a regional statement. PTI's involvement complicates things even further. His separate issues with NBA YoungBoy give Finesse a reason to step back into the spotlight under the banner of supporting his city. That makes his renewed comments feel less like a personal grudge and more like standing up for Memphis, even if the emotions behind it are still personal. The alcohol factor can't be overlooked. Being intoxicated lowers filters and removes the mental brakes that usually stop people from saying things they'll regret later. Finesse's clear-headed self had already shown wisdom by ending the situation peacefully, but in a loose, unfocused state, he couldn't resist reacting to the constant provocation. As this situation keeps developing, a lot remains uncertain. Will NBA YoungBoy respond at all or stay focused on his own priorities? Will Finesse double down once he's clear-headed or quietly step back from the comments made during the live? And how will all of this impact their public image moving forward? The bigger takeaway here is simple but powerful. In today's social media era, conflicts never fully disappear. Digital platforms keep old situations alive, giving trolls endless chances to reopen wounds through comments, misunderstandings, or bad timing. Finesse. 2Tymes just showed how even artists who try to move mature can still slip up and restart old issues in seconds. If you want more updates like this, make sure you like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. We're always watching what's happening in our hood, and we'll be right here breaking down the next story as it unfolds.